Alrighty. Welcome back to episode 6 of the hottest takes in country music, where you guys send in your hot and spicy takes on today's world of country music, and I give my opinions on them. All of these hot takes are taken from my Discord server, so be sure to join that if you want to send in a hot take, or just chat in general. Occasionally I'll throw a questionnaire up on my Instagram, but your best bet is by far Discord. If you're new, I'd encourage you to subscribe for more country music content, like the video if you enjoy, and let's hop in. Off-Road by Brad Paisley is a bigger departure from his signature sound than Hometown Girl was for Josh Turner. I could not agree more. Off-Road sucked. Let's not kid ourselves. Songwriting-wise, it was fine, but Brad's clever wordplay couldn't save this thing from the production it received. The issue with Hometown Girl was it was lyrically bland and just chasing a radio hit, but Off-Road, man, that's just a production mess, especially since Brad has always stayed true to his electric guitar, breezy southern sound. It hurt my ears to see him conform to this Kane Brown style overproduced pop trap garbage. Yeah, we still get an electric guitar solo, but that's like throwing a dinky life vest to a drowning mammoth. Even then, the solo gets partially drowned out by the awful percussion. So yeah, Hometown Girl, though it's nothing near Josh's best music, I still find it an enjoyable listen at bare minimum. Off-Road, however, that thing just sucks. Every Dangerous session version is better than the album version. This is tough. I had to rewatch all the sessions before finally coming to a fixed opinion, and that fixed opinion is that it depends on what you're looking for. If you're someone who likes more traditional instrumentation, I think you'll love the Dangerous sessions, and I think it might help you see some of the songs in a way you hadn't before. The obvious examples of that being Warning and Wasted on You, which are the two tracks on the album with the most external influences, whether it be smooth R&B, pop, or trap. They're the least country songs, but the Dangerous sessions allow you to hear them in a completely new light. However, me personally, I think I'm the oddball in saying I prefer the Dangerous sessions for the already more country songs like Somebody's Problem, Silverado for Sale, and specifically Redneck's Red Letters, Red Dirt. Whereas on the flip side, I almost prefer the studio recorded versions of Warning and Wasted on You. It really depends on the mood I'm in, but to use Wasted on You as my example, it's already an angry song. So although I completely understand how traditionalist country fans hate the trap sounds, where I stand as a fan of basically all genres, I think the trap beat is used in a way that enhances the angry emotion in the song. Is it country? Not at all. But it's good, and one of, if not the best incorporations of a trap beat in a country song, while having the outcome still be really good. And same goes for Warning, where it's actually a well-produced song, just not a country-produced song. So though I completely understand people who prefer the Dangerous session versions of Warning and Wasted on You, oddly enough, I prefer the originals, whereas on songs like Redneck's Red Letters, Red Dirt, I like how the Dangerous sessions bring out that rough acoustic lifestyle the song is talking about. I think the only time the Dangerous sessions really fall flat is during the instrumental solos, where there would be a fat electric riff in the studio version. We get this pitiful little acoustic solo, and that's no shade to the band, it just doesn't have the same effect. That said, I would have been through the roof had they brought in a fiddle for those electric parts in Redneck's Red Letters, Red Dirt. That would have been sick. Final thing on this take, being myself, I got carried away, and while listening, I realized how in time the Dangerous sessions are, so I synced them with the original, and the outcome is pretty freaking cool. If you want to hear them, they're in the Discord server, links in the description if you want to join, and yeah, next take. He Went to Jared should have been Hardy's single off the Hicks tape and not One Beer. I fully agree. Especially since One Beer was on a rock anyways, they could have just released it as a lead single from the album. I just freaking love He Went to Jared. It's in my Hype Up playlist, it's just a good time, and being a Hardy song, you already know it's written exceptionally well. So yeah, all in all, I agree, especially like I said, since One Beer went on the final album, I think he could have gone with He Went to Jared or even Redneck Tendencies. I thought that one was single material as well. Not to downplay One Beer though, it's still an incredible song. They just should have shared the love, you know? Say what you want about Jason Aldean's music, but he's by far one of the most consistent mainstream country artists. I mostly included this because I cracked up when somebody responded with consistently trash. I mean, all in all, this isn't really that hot of a take. I mean, dude has put out a full-length album at least every other year for over a decade and a half now. So I agree, but with all due respect, it isn't too much of a hot take. Lauren Alaina is a one-hit wonder. Other than Road Less Traveled, she hasn't been able to hit the top 25 unless it's a duet with a more well-known artist. This is an interesting one. It never crossed my mind, but you do bring a valid point. Lauren is featured on a lot of songs over the past few years, but her solo music has never really done much on the charts or for the public. Nobody got hyped up on a Thursday night because her Getting Over Him EP was dropping the next morning, and rightfully so. I thought it showed nothing of what Lauren's capable of. I think the obvious factor that plagued her most recent EP and a lot of her solo stuff is the overproduction. Every instrument from the synthetic drums, wavy synths, to the overdriven electric guitars are all so loud and heavily mixed that it forces Lauren to compete with the instrumental in a bad way, causing her vocal performances and everything to just come off as too heavy and overproduced. I think it's too early in her career to say she's a one-hit wonder. Now, as we speak, she only had one solo track even break the top 25, and that was Road Less Traveled in 2017, peaking at number 8, but I still have hope for Lauren's future. So overall, at this point in time, I have to agree, because even just by glancing at her Apple Music profile, her top 5 most popular songs aren't even her songs, they're just features. But I also remain optimistic that the best of Lauren is yet to come, especially after we got that phenomenal Carly Pearce album. Lauren has a great deal of potential, but at the moment it just feels like she's chasing hits looking for I Hope 2.0, and it's not working. This next one says, "This might be the hottest take in this channel, don't kill me for it, lol. Neo-traditionalism has its place in country music, but that place is not in the mainstream." And then someone else went on to reply saying, "Here's a hot take right back at you. Pop country has its place in country music, but not in the mainstream. Why are crossover fusion projects considered to be the apex of the genre?" This never-ending discussion about what should and shouldn't be the mainstream is an impossible question to answer, but it does lead to some great debate. Personally, I think mainstream country should be mostly authentic, respectable country music with mass appeal. Now that of course begs the question, what do you consider authentic country music? And that's a whole separate rabbit hole, and rather than trying to give a definition, I'll just give examples. Obviously, every person I'm about to name has their ups and downs, or their failed trend chasers, but on the whole, people like Blake Shelton, Brad Paisley, Miranda Lambert, Tim McGraw, Eric Church, Josh Turner, Carrie Underwood, these are artists I think we can all agree are just country, and they all have that mass appeal mainstream music needs. They have hits, earworms, nice country production, and good songwriting. With that said, I don't think there's anything wrong with including a pop country song here or there, or a country rock song here or there. But if we're going to go so far down one end of the spectrum and consider Dan and Shay mainstream country, then in my opinion, it's only fair we go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum and play Zach Bryan on the radio. So I almost agree with both takes in the sense that the mainstream country should be a general summary of the genre rather than over-representing one strand of the genre. But given the state we're in, I think in fairness you have to go to both extremes to balance the system a little bit. It's also partly why I think the neo-traditional movement in 2018 and 2019 was so heavily supported by the hardcore country fans, because it finally showed the flip side of country that isn't bland pop. It did this balancing I was talking about, where you have this complete pop song that's literally just pop, and then you have this complete throwback country song that's just throwback, but then you get the argument of, well, the throwback one's more country than a straight pop song, that's another genre. It's a mess. This whole discussion's a mess. Mainstream country, though it's showing hope, it's still a mess compared to other genres. But yeah, hopefully that massive blurb made at least a little bit of sense. That's all I got for you folks today. I thought this was a really good episode. Hot takes are getting better and better by the day, which is awesome. I love reading your guys' takes, whether I completely agree or couldn't disagree more. It's always fun to make. Be sure to comment your thoughts on these takes. I'd love to chat with you guys. And on the topic of chatting, Discord and Instagram links are in the description. You guys already know this stuff. Signing off until next time, I'll see y'all in a bit.